Hello everyone and welcome back to my speed painting series. Today I'm going to be continuing my painting of Mando's helmet with the underpainting. So right now I am just doing my standard burnt sienna wash, and I haven't actually drawn on my template yet, and that's because I've mentioned this several times in my other videos, but I was worried about my template kind of erasing off with my painting. So that's why I did my first layer first with no drawing underneath. And now I am going to do a little trick that I think I've talked about before as well, where I cover the back of my template with graphite, just regular pencil. And then if you press down hard on it, then the pencil will actually transfer through, so you don't have to meticulously draw everything out again. That's kind of why I made this template, so I didn't have to do that. So yeah, here I'm just kind of putting everything in. I even used my left hand so that there could be a better camera angle. Wow. But that didn't last long because my hand got tired. I've switched back to my right hand at this point. I was finished with all that left hand business. And soon here I will be taping this onto my canvas so that it doesn't move around when I am drawing over it. And I realize now that I probably should have taped it on all the sides, not just the top, because when I was drawing it on, it kind of scooched to the side sometimes, which wasn't really helpful. But you can see here I am using a gel pen, and this is quite an old gel pen, so it didn't really have any ink left in it, but that's actually pretty good for this, because you just really want something that is hard and pointy to draw this in, but you don't want something really, really sharp, because then you'll cut your paper. I have done that before. But it's just kind of like a rough edge to really get that graphite to transfer through the canvas. When you're doing this, you don't really have to worry about the graphite transferring when you have your hand there, because it requires a certain amount of pressure on a certain spot. As any science teacher can tell you, laying on a bed of nails won't really do much, but if you lay on one nail, that'll hurt a lot more. Same principle. And now I am starting to actually put in some values. So I'm starting with the darkest parts, which is obviously Mando's visor bit thing where he looks through, and one of his kind of cheek parts in the middle. And I'm gradually just working in all the shadows. And again, this is all just with burnt sienna. And this is all pretty watered down. But eventually it becomes more and more opaque, like this round I'm doing now. On the sky, because it isn't completely one value. But of course now I must use an even darker color, because I've gone as dark as I can with burnt sienna. I was using straight paint, no additives or water or anything. So now I've added in some ultramarine, which makes gray. But it's a very light gray, so I can go in there with just a slightly darker value that is a little bit more, that I can differentiate between the more orange of the burnt sienna and more cool colors like this kind of gray that I'm putting in. And of course this is all just a rough outline right now, so some of the shapes I have in here now will be, I'll mess around with them a little bit more. So here's where we started with the template, and this is what we've done today. A nice underpainting, a solid foundation to work off of for the rest of this painting. Thank you so much for joining me for this episode, and I hope to see you in the next one. Bye!